Welcome to Monday, March 20th, 2023. It's the first official day of spring that happens officially sometime this afternoon. Stay Weather Podcast brought to you by Cowboy State Daily at cowboystatedaily.com or on their Facebook page. Also being brought to you by WYDOT. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed the break we had over the weekend. It was really nice. Yeah, it wasn't perfect. We still had some windy areas, but boy, that's the most blue sky we've seen in quite a while, and temperatures were able to moderate some. I don't think a lot of tulips showing around this part of the world yet, but they're coming. It's going to be back to an active weather pattern this week, so hopefully everyone took advantage of the weekend. We're going to see the Pacific open up again. So the Pacific is just going to throw more towards the west coast, the Pacific Northwest, and into the Intermountain West as the pattern gets very busy again. Once again, this is a recurring theme. It'll be the high country and mountains and areas west of the divide that get most of the precipitation. We still don't see that organized storm yet east of the divide. Although east of the divide will see some rain, snow, and thunder. Some of that is going to get over the mountains this week as compared to the last couple of weeks. But we just don't have that big organized system yet for the plains. But we'll again see the mountain snowpack grow and more heavy precipitation for the far west. And unfortunately, the colder than normal temperatures will persist. Despite the fact that temperatures moderated over the weekend and won't be all that bad today, well, temperatures start to go down again. And here are the temperatures so far for the month of March. Here we are 3 weeks in, and these are the temperature anomalies for the month. And there's really nothing that's going to turn that around. So March is going to end up far colder than average when it's all said and done. A couple of photos I did not get to last week. They're just great shots, and we're going to see some of these photos returned with the return of shower activity. Here's a great shot along the Bighorn Mountains of some heavier snow showers that developed in that cold northwest flow last week. That big low up in the Dakotas last week, that northwest flow, caused these thin bands of snow showers to develop. And we'll see that this time of year in these cold early spring storms. And there's some shower activity that was around the Cheyenne area late last week as that one Pacific front came on through. Today's satellite photo shows another fetch of moisture coming into the west coast here. Look at this big curl up here off the Aleutian. So we still see that breeding ground for storms up there in the Gulf of Alaska. A lot of high and mid-level cloudiness streaking in today. This area right here, there's going to be moist and unstable. So there's going to be areas of rain and snow showers developing in those west coast areas and into the Intermountain West. And here you can see this little low right here. This is going to break off and head this way today and into Tuesday. So this is what's going to bring shower activity back to areas west of the Continental Divide and into the west coast. This main low back here is what's going to come through in the middle of the week. And here it is. This is by noon tomorrow. We have a quick moving wave coming on through. So during the day Tuesday, we'll turn colder. We'll have areas of rain and snow showers in the plains. Snow showers up in the high country, and then another deep low batters the west coast once again. And this is what the precipitation forecast looks like through Wednesday morning. So you can see we're going to see that moisture spread off the west coast into the interior west. We're going to see an area of snow again. This is another recurring theme up here in the northern plains as that Pacific moisture streaks eastward, with areas along and west of the divide picking up most of the moisture. But you can see there are some showers reaching the lower elevations as well across the Dakotas, eastern areas of Wyoming, parts of Montana, the mountains of Colorado, going to get more snow. A little bit of rain and snow shower activity along the I-80 corridor through Wednesday morning. So this is kind of the first phase of moisture with that first wave. And this is what the snowfall looks like through Wednesday morning. So you can see another chunk comes off the west coast and through the Rockies and through the northern plains. Then by Thursday morning, that deep California storm weakens some, but we will have an area of low pressure and instability and a cold front coming along right here. So this time of year, this kind of trough and frontal system, while not terribly impressive looking, is going to be able to produce some weather. We're going to see some rain showers. We're going to see some snow showers. We'll see colder air come behind the system. Notice there's another low digging very quickly in behind that system that will push in colder air over the weekend. And this is the second round of moisture. So this is what happens from later on the day, Wednesday, through Friday morning. So here's a streak of rain, snow shower, and, yep, even thunderstorm activity might develop right there as that system comes out on the plains. Some activity here in southeastern Colorado and southwest Kansas. And again, the west coast and the high country areas getting more precipitation. And that's what the snowfall looks like on the second round coming on through. So it's a pattern very similar to the last 3 weeks, but we've got a couple of systems that will at least get some moisture out on the plains, but not a lot. Now, I talked about thunderstorms. This is for this afternoon. Where you see the blue, that's where there are potential lightning strikes. That's where the model sees the potential for enough instability for maybe a couple of thunderstorms. So we may see a couple of thunderstorms across the Great Basin later on today and into this evening. And then this is by Wednesday afternoon and evening. That threat gets into Nebraska, parts of southern Wyoming, eastern Colorado. Look at that. There could be maybe, it's not a great chance, but the first lightning strikes of the season in the Intermountain West with this front coming on through. Now, this is by this weekend. Instead of one organized system, look at all the L's. This is a very disorganized pattern is the best way to describe it. And when you have these little lows like this coming on through, what you end up having is just a lot of instability. You don't have one big system. You have lots of little systems going on through. This is always kind of a precarious situation because usually what will happen is one of these turns into something that ends up being a lot bigger than the models see. And also, notice the high here in the Eastern Pacific, the broad, deep trough in the west. This is a cold pattern. This is a very cold pattern. So temperatures this weekend are going to go down. And over the next week, this is the next 7 days, the total precipitation. So you can see mountains west of the divide, very, very good again, and that moisture east of the divide. Now, let's talk temperatures. These are the temperature anomalies for this afternoon. So you can see most of the country, the first day of spring, pretty chilly. This is by Thursday afternoon, still cold. This is by Saturday, very cold in the western United States. Look at all that purple back into the Great Basin. So temperatures are going to remain over the 10-day period. This is the 10-day period through March 30th. Anywhere you see green or blue, temperatures on the whole will remain well below the 30-year average, white average. The orange areas mean temperatures a little above normal. So we're going to go through the last days of March, colder than normal, through the northern plains, through the Rockies, into the desert states, all the way to the west coast, and even into northwest Mexico. Have yourself a good first day of spring. We'll update you tomorrow.